But we start tonight tracking the tropics. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Shad. It looks like we may have dodged a depression expected to bring inches of rain to the Outer Banks. Now we're going to look live at the radar now. Our Super Doppler 10 weather team says things are looking up as that storm system still churns off the North Carolina coast. For more on that, we'll send it over to my co-anchor Anita Blanton and Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Well, thank you, Tom. And the National Hurricane Center giving some big news in between our newscasts that they had canceled a warning for the depression. So, of course, everyone's wondering, does that mean we're in the clear?
For the most part, we really are, other than the fact that we've got a rip current warnings in effect, and there's a risk for rip currents coming up for tomorrow. But really, we had the rip current risk all the way through the weekend anyway, before any kind of a tropical system came on into the region. Now, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, Hurricane Center said this storm has stopped. It's stationary. It's not moving. Well, when that happens, what goes on is one of two things can go on. It can either get stronger or weaker, or it can change direction. Well, it ended up changing direction and started moving east-northeastward for a time during the evening hours. And now it's back to moving on more of a northeastward trek. And with that, it's far enough out to sea, so it's really going to bypass our area very likely. So we're pretty much in the clear with this whole situation. This is the 11 p.m. advisory. 35-mile-an-hour winds moving to the northeast at 5 miles an hour. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're looking at 40-mile-an-hour winds. There's where it is tomorrow evening, 45-mile-an-hour winds. So it does become a tropical storm according to these projections. However, it's going to be way on out to sea, so I'm not real concerned about it. This one I want to watch. And remember, this is Florida. Here's Cuba. This is tropical depression number 9, and there it is making landfall by Thursday evening. 70-mile-an-hour winds. Moves just to the east of Savannah, just to the east of Charleston. This track is a little bit farther southward. We'll want to watch this one as it bypasses, hopefully bypasses Cape Hatteras coming up on Friday night, Saturday morning too. We'll talk more about what we can expect coming up over the next several days with our full forecast.
Well, now team coverage takes us to the Outer Banks. We've been telling you one of the biggest effects of this system has been the rough surf.
Yeah, 10 on your side's Andy Fox joins us from Jeanette's Pier. Andy, all day long you've been finding tourists and locals willing to brave the waves.
Yeah, Anita, the Jeanette's Pier is all lit up. The big difference is yesterday, the red flags kept people out of the water. Today, when they thought the storm wasn't going to amount to much, they went back in the water. In Nags Head, a day where most stayed on the beach, where professional surfers put on a show, getting ready for a surfing contest that begins Wednesday. Alex Pendleton here from Hawaii. He feels the storm waves filling in.
It means the swell energy is getting a little stronger. Waves might be getting a little bigger, and maybe the wind might start picking up, which makes the conditions choppier.
Dare County officials gave word early they thought the rain and waves and wind would be less than first predicted. Heading south down the Outer Banks, we hit Avon, and these guys were hitting the shore break. We found our proud Old Glory waving us hello at the Avon Fishing Pier. Down below, we found Portsmouth resident Steve Gower stopping by to take in a beautiful Hatteras Island day.
We just saw the storm coming and it's like it's going to be bad, but I think we just dodged the bullet.
All the way down to Buxton, where beach erosion revealed what lay beneath, vivid reminding scars from old storms and wonderment whether man will ever be able to hold back Mother Ocean. The Doty family, terrified Tuesday morning by a vicious ocean calling out, "Move your cars."
Well, last night about 4 o'clock in the morning, I just heard these huge crashes, and I woke up and the water was all the way up here to the top of the dune. So the real estate company had told us they had made arrangements for us to move our vehicles to the end of the road so that they wouldn't wash out.
Remember, this storm was nothing. The one that only lapped the doorstep. What about the next one? The one that takes down the door. And just to show you what a non-event this was, did not even put on our rain gear. And the only rain we saw was on Pea Island around 8 p.m. And we're pleased to report there was no overwash onto Highway 12. So for the final time in our coverage, for Chief Photographer Jeff Myers, I'm Andy Fox in Nags Head. 10 on your side.